won't use my drunken sailor conversation.
It is recording, or it should be.
The camera's kind of not even pointing, it's pointing over here in the corner.
It's in the corner.
The camera's pointing like this way to the corner over there, not like
Wait,
straight.
like it does in there.
I don't know if it moves.
Oh, I can't, it's not. Huh. I've never gotten on it to see what view you have.
Jim, I'm afraid you're gonna have to be blurry for me today.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. I can choose to see what's here, or I can choose to see what's in the room.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. All right. It is 7 o'clock. I will call the meeting to order. Before we get started with the agenda, Mayor Kumi, we have a swearing in to do.
Yes, we do. Chris, do you want to join me out here and
Sure.
raise your right hand and repeat after me? So be painless, I promise. Raise your right hand.
Okay.
I state your name.
I, Kristen Payton,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Indiana,
and the state of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and diligently
and diligently
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the Office of Redevelopment Commissioner
of the Office of Redevelopment Commissioner
of the City of Southport
of the City of Southport
according to the law
according to the law
and the best of my ability.
and the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'll sign this, and you can sign it. I have 2
Okay.
copies if you'd like one.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Redevelopment Commission. And thank you for your service.
Has the council appointed another member yet?
I think they're working on it. Oh, we have a member.
We have
We're working on it, yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. I was not able to get an agenda out to folks beforehand, so you have the agenda. Does anybody have anything they want to add to it?
Oh, I'm just gonna talk about the redevelopment.
Okay.
Well, slide right in there, I guess new business or something.
Yeah, okay. All right, so our shouldn't spend all day staring at a computer when I can actually see people. So our first thing on the agenda is reading the minutes. We have minutes from the November meeting.
Does anybody need to see the minutes? Okay,
I'm looking at the new.
here are the minutes. Okay.
All right. Any comments or corrections?
Yeah. Russell's last name was misspelled in the,
They gotta cop that.
Yep.
It's one of the C's is missing.
It appears to be, yep, in the first time.
I don't know.
Yep.
That's the only thing I see.
I didn't notice it.
You didn't notice a misspelling of your own name?
Nope.
Let's see if I can. And this is a PDF, so I'm not correctable. All right, so we have a correction to make to the minutes. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Russ McClure. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Second by Chris. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. All right, the minutes are approved. We have a fund report that's posted on the drive.
There were no claims.
No claims to be
So
approved,
this is
just
just showing how much money we have.
Okay.
And what funds they're in. So we have 3 different funds, 3 different accounts, basically. That's how much is in each account.
Okay. And that is up until what date? 11:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions? You can ask our clerk treasurer, who isn't here. All right, I don't believe we need to take any action on these, so. The next order of business is we've been talking about pulling together a survey. And last month, we had wanted folks to pull together some questions that we could use. I don't know if anybody else did. I looked and found several specific redevelopment surveys after the last meeting and promptly lost them. And then did some looking today and came up with a number of surveys from different folks that aren't directly on point, but gave us examples.
You need copies?
Yeah, probably be helpful.
Sure.
I also took a look at pricing for SurveyMonkey and a couple others. There's some expensive ones out there, and there's some less expensive ones.
Do you need help?
Sure.
Anybody have a spare pen?
Yep, there you go.
Thank you.
I've got catching up to do, but what were their surveys in regards to?
So what we're trying to do is do an update to the plan for the redevelopment commission, and we wanted to get some input from the community, both residents and business owners within the community, about what they would like to see in the city's redevelopment plan, if anything. And we're looking at things like, or had discussed things like, what do we want to see, what kind of development, restaurants, retail, service, rental property, what kind of stuff would we like to see, what would we not like to see in the area? What do people think of Southport, good, bad, or indifferent? Just get some general input from community, again, both business and resident, and so we can use that to help shape what we may wish to do going forward.
Got it, okay.
It does look like Canva offers a free survey option.
SurveyMonkey did too. The question then becomes how many, like SurveyMonkey can get 10 responses for free. So you can get 10 respondents on a free thing, so that's kind of limiting.
Yeah, the city has a Canva account,
Okay,
and that's where we were gonna do the QR code generator.
okay,
So we would need to check with Becky, but we should be able to create if they have an account, then we should be able to use that. Let me see if I can log into my account and see how many surveys it's limited to. It's just a little slow to load.
looks like from what I'm seeing, Canva is a graphic design tool rather than a survey tool.
Yeah, it does a lot of things.
And so you're looking at that to help you put together the survey. Is that how I'm following this?
Yeah, so we're looking for,
Yeah, we need a tool to put together a survey because we'd like to do it online. Yeah, if we've got something, software suite that the city already has a subscription to that will do that, then no reason not to use that.
Okay. And then as far as the survey you want to put together, are these going to be questions for all of us to come up with, or?
yeah.
Yeah.
And to submit to all the homeowners and all the businesses in Southport?
To put together on a survey that folks, that we would advertise the link to, and that folks would be able to respond to, yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay, it's taking forever for it to load. I can do some digging on that. Another option would be just to use a Google form. So Google form would have
Sure.
unlimited, and then you can dump all of the data directly into Google Sheets, which is like Excel. But it also might be worth asking Nate what the suite that the city has to offer, because it may have, because I know we don't use Google.
Right.
So we may have something in that suite that is comparable.
So Microsoft Office 365 doesn't have, it's got Excel, but I don't know that it necessarily has something that would be publicly accessible
Okay.
from that. It's going to be, Microsoft is driven by licensing revenue rather than ad revenue.
Right.
So they tend not to give away anything for free.
Well, we can still use Google Forms,
Mhm.
even, I was just looking for options that wouldn't cost us anything.
Sure. Yeah, no, I'm totally on board with that. I think, I guess our first order of business on that is just come up with the questions that we want to ask. Of course, questions that I sampled just went away, so we'll have those back here in a minute. What we had talked about last time, though, if I can find, my notes, actually, we talked about in October, talked about wanted to find out what people like and dislike. Wanted to find out what folks' thoughts were on Jacob Building, that development, since that is something that we've done. Talked about, I'm just going to my notes and grabbing some demographic information. I think that's just kind of helpful. Whether or not somebody is a Southport resident or has a business here in Southport. Maybe some information on their age, whether or not they had kids or pets. Things that might help us, make some sense of the answers. The surveys that I found, that I got samples of, they basically fell into two categories. One was a question and just give me a response, right? Free form. Tell me what you think about such and thus and such, which is easier to pull together, but harder to make sense of, to see if there's any commonality. And the others were, here's a topic, what do you think is the most important, and list a bunch of them, and then just check off 5 or rank them, 1 to 5. One of them was done through SurveyMonkey, and it had a list of about 10 things and then buttons so you could move them up and down, so you could put them in order. But you can do that just as easily by just, give it a numeric rank 1 through 10. So that was the types of questions that I was seeing there. I think the specifics, it's really whatever we think would be most appropriate.
I mean, I think the survey can be pretty simple. A question of what do you want to see in Southport, and give them some options.
Yeah, giving them options and keeping it as simple as
So,
possible.
okay, so if we were gonna write that question now, what options do you think you would give them?
Thank you.
That's a comprehensive one. It was cold. This one came out light, but it was a light original. So.
It was very light.
You must have been mad.
No, it was the first one that I printed out. Just that's the way it came out. Yeah. So these are from a couple of different sources. The Cumberland County one is from Cumberland County, Pennsylvania. The City of Franklin one is from the City of Frankfort, Indiana. This citizen stakeholder questionnaire is from Independence, Kentucky, Franklin, Indiana, and then Crescent City. I have no idea where that one was.
New Orleans is called the Crescent City. It's not that, is it?
I don't think so, because it's a little bit light.
Has Southport ever done anything like this before? Put a survey out?
You did one for the Parks Board
Okay.
100 million years ago.
I think we got like 6 responses,
Okay.
so,
I was
Well,
wondering.
then maybe it's twice.
Yeah, it was anything
The first
from,
time we got it.
You know,
okay, the last one was,
years.
the last survey the Parks Board did, and we only got like 6 responses. So,
I was thinking like 2010 maybe.
Well, it was don't know if I was gonna talk over there or not. I think I might have.
Okay, so basically it's.
You might have been.
I'm trying to remember.
Check it.
Because I put it together with some folks and then he created a separate committee, do you remember that? Yeah.
Okay, that would apply to that.
Okay.
That's before we got the whole.
This doesn't apply because we don't have these things.
Is this something you think you might have ready by the end of the month?
Well, the hope was, and I'm not sure if we will make it, was that we would have something put together and available so that we could advertise it in the newsletter.
That's where I was headed. Okay, I couldn't remember if we discussed that or not. Okay.
But that means coming to agreement.
Like in the next 10 minutes? Maybe
Soon, right? As to what we want to put together and then figuring out what we want to use to get that out there for folks.
We could also put it on the website.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the hope was to get it in the newsletter because that would at least get it in front of people in their homes rather than if it's on the website, they've got to come.
You're right, they have to go to it,
Yeah.
so to speak. Yeah.
I think a lot of places, even businesses, this might be a little different, but whenever they have wanted feedback on their business or anything, they've done better with it being right in front of them and being able to outreach right then.
Sure.
But then too, if it's online, they can answer and you get answers immediately.
That's true.
There's a lot of people that don't like to do it that way. They like it in front of them, but then somehow you've got to get the feedback from them.
Right, I gotta give it back to you.
They've got to somehow get it back to you, yes.
So I think one thing that we need to address in the survey is that, I don't know that, I had to laugh at one of these because the first question is, do you live in blah, blah, blah? And don't ever ask somebody if they live in Southport because they'll tell you yes, and then they live 3 miles from here. So, but I think that when we're asking them to talk about the redevelopment district, we need to define what that is for them. Because I don't think people understand what is part of the redevelopment district and what isn't.
That's a good point. I'm not sure how we can do that efficiently. I agree with you.
I agree with you too.
But I'm not sure how we can do that efficiently. So,
Could you just list the streets?
Yeah, that's,
Bounded by West
because
Street, bounded by Southport.
You don't want to mislead them into thinking something's
Right.
going in somewhere big,
right,
you know.
Right.
It's not going to happen. That's true.
And I don't know the answer to this, but do the questions have to be approved in a meeting? I don't think they do.
I don't think they necessarily
Because they're
do.
gonna be public, we're gonna
Yeah.
present them to the public.
Yeah, I think we just need to,
Okay.
just want to pull
Yes.
together some stuff.
Right, I'm just, in case we don't get it all done
Right,
today, I
right.
just wanna make sure we can still go back and forth through email or whatever and finalize.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we would need to approve is if we're going to do something that costs,
Yeah, okay.
that has a cost,
Spent.
then, and maybe we can do that as, not to exceed X.
Yeah.
If we haven't decided what,
Yeah, I think also keeping it, put it in, how many categories do you want? 3 different categories? And then that way everybody can work on just 3 different categories for the survey, as far as questions to
Yeah,
ask people, so we're not stringing ourselves out with
yeah, I mean, I think
from
it-
everywhere, all kinds of things.
I think it should be no more than 10 questions.
I
Yeah.
was thinking the same thing.
Like-
If we go more than that, I think we'll lose folks for what we're doing.
Okay, so we want 10 questions. Is that including the demographic stuff? I mean, what do we need to know on demographics?
It would be nice to know, although you're right, people won't know it, if somebody is a Southport resident or not. It would be nice to know if somebody is responding and they have a business in Southport or not. But again, you know, defining that area so that people are clear
Yes, it's hard.
on what is Southport. Beyond that, I think it might be, depending on the questions that we ask, it might be nice to know age range, and, you know, kids or not.
Okay.
But I think that needs to be the last thing, right?
Yeah.
If we're gonna do any demographics, that needs to be the last part.
If we only put it on Southport homes and stores, don't you think your answer will be, I mean, why do we?
Well, I think if it's on our website, someone
Yeah,
else could
that's
come
a
to
good point.
it if we post it on our Facebook page,
You're right.
you know.
Because I can be
Yeah.
white, you know, theoretically. Okay, good point.
But I also feel like there is merit in, you know, people who live in Homecroft who might have but I think would have an interest in what the redevelopment of Southport is, because if we
Yeah.
build a restaurant, then they're probably gonna frequent it.
Yeah, definitely don't want to exclude it,
Right.
but it helps us.
Yes,
Because there's a lot of people that travel through Southport to get to go.
Other
home or
places,
whatever,
yes.
for work,
Right,
Right,
whatever.
go buy it, yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just, as maybe a last question or something, just say, are you willing to share your address? And if they are, then you would know, oh yeah, they actually are in Southport, or
That's
they're
good.
close by, or they're, you know, because some people may not want to do
Yeah.
that, or whatever. And
yeah, I think.
and then that would just give you a perspective of, oh yeah, these people are actually Southport, these are Homecroft, these are out and about, you know?
Right, I think we might also, you know, completely optional, but have a thing at the bottom that says like, can we contact you to discuss this further, you know? Because maybe we get somebody who writes a novel and they might live in Southport and actually be a good person to be on the
Would you
RDC.
feel free to be
Right.
contacted?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe we could say, if you'd like to discuss this further, please provide us your phone number. It
Email
won't be shared
address.
outside of the redevelopment commission.
Yeah.
Something like that.
yeah.
The best way to contact you.
Yeah. Because maybe there's somebody who lives here who has a burning passion for this and we just don't know it.
Right.
Or they have a connection to somebody who wants to build a restaurant here. Who knows?
That would be nice.
Okay, so do you want to come down with like 3 different categories to outline for the questions? Like for business, for resident, for Main Street?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think so.
for residents. And then that way you've got your categories. You can come up with the most simple questions you can for each category. And for Southport's Main Street, you know, for Southport Road,
Yeah.
the main
Main drag.
High Street.
yeah.
Well, looking all over all these surveys, I think we could probably take questions from the city of Frankfurt one and also the Independence Missouri or something like that. Kentucky.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Easiest to
I think these two had the better, more to the point questions. Some of the questions in the other ones were, you have to have a decent amount of plan / redevelopment knowledge, even if they're asking. So, I mean, I get it. So in order to get some questions thought of, or not necessarily this evening, but soon, kind of thought that these, the Independence one and Franklin one were pretty good. Franklin's a little different. I like the format of it. It's simple and short. You know, you give people too many choices, they won't finish it. Like the Independence one did have a little bit of a demographic section to it.
Yeah, Frankfurt was just, do you live or work in?
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about right here on the back page of Franklin's.
I do like this layout though, of the, you know, amenities. Is it very important, somewhat important, not important, or not sure?
Yeah.
Like more retail choices, more recreational choices, the ability to walk to neighborhood shops and amenities.
I think with the exception of the public transit question, that whole amenities question
Yeah.
is good. I mean, public transit doesn't apply for us, right?
Right.
Not particularly.
I mean, we do have 2 bus stops, but.
Yeah. So within Southport itself.
We can't influence those at all.
Exactly.
Just like this one, neighborhood integrity and appearance, that could be like Southport Road integrity and appearance.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think I do think that if we lay it out something like this, then
Yes.
then it could be more than 10 items, you know?
Sure.
Because they're very quick to just be like, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, the longer it is, the more people just put it to the side.
Right.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I mean, we can even use these questions up here at the top, the do you live in the study area, how
Mhm.
long? Those could all be optional
Yeah.
at the end.
Mhm.
I do like this survey.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, some of this, like, I don't think this would be an issue, but allowing large discounter home improvement stores, I don't think we have space for that. But it might be worth asking, you know, something along those same lines of chains versus mom and pop.
Yeah, a lot of the big places like to go where there's big traffic.
Right.
That's the only thing there.
Yeah, well, and we don't have, unless we were to, even if we were to rip down some stuff, the only area that I can think of that would be big enough for anything like that would be where Christie's is.
Right.
Otherwise, we'd be talking about consolidating a whole bunch of very small properties, displacing existing businesses and residents, and I don't think anybody wants to do that. Because even if we're looking at where the mall is, the antique mall, and on over to the church and the
Yeah.
putt-putt, it's still not a very big area for
Right.
anything big box.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and like I said, they always stay closer to where there is.
Yeah.
a lot more traffic.
Yeah, I do think, I do think this neighborhood integrity and appearance section has some really good stuff too.
Yeah.
Like reducing the visual clutter,
Mhm.
pedestrian amenities. Obviously, we can't put in a beach. Oh, that's his benches, never mind. I was like, beaches, that's a weird thing for it to say.
Well, we got the creek.
Benches, you can tell where my mind's at today. I would rather be
Stand on
on the
Bud Creek.
You can put a beach in the boat.
beach. I think it's a great idea. We don't need a walking trail, we'll just put in a beach. Benches, trash cans, I know that's stuff that we've already approved to do, but it would be great to get some input on what people are looking for.
Okay.
And I do think this traffic and congestion on Southport Road, I don't know that we want to ask that question.
Yeah, that'll really not ever change much.
It's like it works.
Pretty much, it
That's the
is what it
closest
is.
area,
Right,
so,
right.
yeah, It'll be working just.
Although personally, I've been thinking about this a lot because it comes up a lot. People complain about the traffic on Southport Road. And most of the time, I don't think it's that bad.
Not unless there's a car accident or something, and that's,
But we are working on getting that raised side, crosswalk,
Yeah.
and we got approved for the grant, and now they're like, well, we don't want you to raise it. I'm like, why not? We already discussed that, we've done it in other areas,
Yeah.
so there's some back and forth. Maybe they don't have the money, I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
I think one of the only traffic issue I see on Southport Road is that people drive too damn fast.
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
they will.
They drive fast on Market,
They
they
do.
drive fast on Church.
You're right.
Walnut,
Yeah.
South Street is a
Yeah,
racetrack.
but if you're heading west across Southport Road, you hit those tracks just right, you wind up in one of two places, and it's not on the road.
Cemetery.
Yeah.
Well, if it's 20 mile an hour, they're gonna go 30.
Yeah.
I think it's a question
You know,
of just more enforcement. I mean, it's been a while, but SPD used to sit in our driveway and run radar.
Is that right? Okay.
They haven't for many years, and I don't know why. And they used to sit in the church parking lot and run radar.
The biggest argument that I hear is when they hit somebody with the lights, they don't pull down Walnut, or they don't pull down Church, they just stop.
Yeah.
And now we got the police officer in harm's way with all the traffic.
Yeah,
So, that's why. But my thought is, maybe they sit in your driveway, and if I see a police car, I'm slowing down.
Yeah.
Or same thing at the church.
Park an empty police car with a mannequin in it. And you'll get pulled to slow down. But,
I'll suggest that.
Jim, get on your outfit and sit out somewhere. Get you in a car. Okay, do we want to kind of, from right now, name our categories and then we can work on our questions?
Yeah.
Like,
Sure.
right now, I like what I've been seeing. Goodness, which one was it?
It's this one.
Well, one is neighborhood integrity and appearance. Put Southport Road's integrity and appearance. Southport Road could use a lot of, this will help enormously, what was passed. But there are other issues, I think, on Southport Road that need to be addressed as far as appearance. And that is the side streets, the side of the weeds, all of the trash that gets filled up on Southport Road. I think when you're at McFarland Road and Southport Road, that's your entrance into the city of Southport, and going down, it just looks unkept all the way to Madison Avenue. And yeah, it's an older city here, but it could have maintenance done, at least to that main road. Now, this package deal, to me, that has been going through my head for probably 5 years. The poles, the banners, a facelift for this city.
So one of the things that's a challenge, even with that proposal, is that the city only has one maintenance worker.
That's
and
what I
that-
was told.
And that maintenance worker only works 20 hours a week. So it's how do we figure out how to do these things and maintain them? So that's where some of our challenges will come. But I think it's worth asking the question. I had a conversation with Mary Lynn Winslow over the weekend. And we were talking about some of the beautification stuff, and she said, well, I think that if we did something like flower boxes down Southport Road, she said, I think that there are residents who would adopt a flower box and be responsible for weeding it, making sure there's no trash in it. So I think that there are people who will do those things. So I think it's worth asking. You know, so I did cross off one in this amenities section. This central public areas that promote social activities, I crossed that one off. I didn't think that that one was necessarily,
From which survey?
oh, sorry, from the citizen stakeholder questionnaire
Okay.
in the neighborhood integrity and appearance section, I crossed off E. I don't think that that applies to us. And I did on B, I wrote in flower boxes along with street trees and pavers. You know, we could put other,
Where are you talking
I
about?
think
Putting
we
flower
have-
boxes at?
We would have problems with street trees because the
Right.
road is so small.
right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, it said street trees was already there, but,
Yeah.
and maybe flower boxes aren't at every street corner, but, you know, I don't know. I think it would be worth looking at. But I think the other things in that section I think are good to include in a survey, or at least A, B, C, D, F, and G.
Yeah, I don't see, I agree with you there.
I don't know that we need attractive gateway features defining the entry points to the neighborhood.
Yeah, but everybody pretty much knows what's out going down, all the way down Southport Road looks like. I think the hardest places down Southport Road that needs to look a little better is from McFarland, at least all the way almost to, well, close to Market Street.
Yeah, because that's where the
Along.
residential area stops.
Everything else going towards Madison, the way it's laid out isn't
Yeah, so,
kept looking.
yeah, so
Right.
for the
It's all
redevelopment
businesses.
district, we only have, our jurisdiction goes from Madison Avenue to,
Basically,
Lawns.
Lawns.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
And then from Christie's and the Chin Baptist Association down to the liquor store.
the liquor store, yeah. So South Street.
Yeah. And then South Street into the railroad. That's kind of the end of it there.
I don't know, maybe I could come up with a couple of ideas. I'd have to really think about it as far as how to help, since it's limited on who can maintain Southport Road there, or what other idea there would be.
Yeah, I think the other challenge that we have, and is just the fact that the city of Southport doesn't own Southport Road.
Yeah,
So we're limited on,
yeah,
I'm not saying there aren't things we can do,
right.
but,
Mhm.
but I mean, even like what Jim was talking about is that on Southport Road, there's been a proposal to put in a raised crosswalk. It's right there, is it right there at Derbyshire?
Yes.
Yeah, at Derbyshire.
Okay.
So it would be, the street would narrow just slightly, and there would be it's not like a speed bump, it's like an extended speed bump. So you'd come up, go across it, and back down. And what that does is that inherently causes people to slow down, because if they hit that going too fast, so that should take care of some of the speeding issues, but we're getting pushback now
We are, yeah.
from that even being raised. They're okay with putting in the crosswalk, but they don't want to make it raised.
And they already approved that, so now.
Yeah.
we're like,
Are we
oh.
talking council here?
Well,
Who-
Indianapolis is
who's approving
gonna,
that?
well, they said they would do it, they had a grant, we applied for it, and we got the grant. We want to put in flashing yellow lights, narrow the street like Heather said slightly, elevate it a little bit, and all of that visually gets your attention as a driver, that you slow down, go up and over. Well, we also have semis, and they're saying that, you know, we don't do this in other parts of town, and our engineer said, yes, you've done it here, here, and here. So, it's like they said yes, and now they're saying no, but we're not done yet.
And they,
Yeah.
Indianapolis DOT or DPW?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NIP grant, is it NIP? I don't know what that stands for, but anyway, that would help us a lot. One thing we can do, to your point about cleaning things up, is do more code enforcement. I can tell you the first 2 or 3 houses on the north side from McFarland towards downtown Southport, they never clean the leaves off their sidewalks. Same thing on the
No,
south
it just
side.
gathers in piles and
Yeah.
piles and piles
And
up.
it'll be there all winter.
Well, and that's the thing, the sign of Southport is there,
Mhm.
and then that's the introduction. First impressions
Yeah.
are really important to people. For
Yeah.
businesses
Sure.
that want to come here, people that want to come live here,
Yep.
buy property.
Did you notice that they stripped the artwork off of the electrical box at the corner of Southport and McFarland?
I did not.
It's naked.
Huh.
I mean, it's just silver.
Well, that'd be AES. They're such nice people.
But I was like, it looked really nice. It was so fun.
It had been green before it was painted. I wonder if they just replaced that box.
Oh, maybe they,
I bet you're right. I bet they did.
I don't know. I just noticed it the other day. I was like, that used to have a design on it.
Mhm.
I bet they replaced it, yeah.
Okay.
But even, like you're saying, those curbs right there,
Mhm.
and even just painting the curbs yellow to make it more noticeable for
Sure.
people there too. And going straight on down Southport Road, pulling in on some of the streets,
Mhm.
having just the curbs.
Right.
Yellow paint a little bit helps,
And getting everybody to cut their grass, that's been really
Yes.
hard in the past
just
summer.
as a standout for people walking or,
Mhm.
and driving, which is relatively inexpensive.
Yes. Good.
But, yeah, like what you said, it's a matter of manpower.
Mhm.
But I'll try and think of a couple of ideas. I don't know if I'll be able to come up with anything, but I'll try.
Awesome.
See what I can come up with. But getting back to the survey, what 3 outlines do we want to go with? Or do we want to go with 3?
So,
Growth management development. Just go with,
so just looking over
Southport.
these examples that we've got, one thing that I like is that the Crescent City one kind of talks about general things, right? And then gives expansion, so, I mean, you know, the category has a little bit of a definition about what it's going to be, and then asks the questions. And the Cumberland County one has some of that as well, kind of a goal, and then asks questions. I think that's useful in helping to set some expectations for folks. I think that looking at the Independence Kentucky one, it just stealing their questions about amenities and neighborhood integrity.
Yeah.
I think that would be useful. I like the Frankfurt one with the ranking of the things that are important to folks. I don't know if that overlaps too much with the stuff that we would steal from Independence.
Doing this is for everybody, just to get their own questions put together and to get our heads together and compare them.
Yeah.
And then just go through them and decide what ones we want to put in the survey.
Okay, so the things that we need to do, I just want to make sure, real quick, to-do list. Is we need to pick questions. We need to nail down what platform we're going to use. So SurveyMonkey or Google Docs or whatever, or Google Survey. What was the deadline? Is the deadline like December 28th?
22nd.
22nd.
That's when Becky told me that we would have our article for the newsletter.
So when is the date for this survey that we need to have finished?
So if we're going to make it into the December newsletter, we would need to have a survey up on a site prior to the 22nd of December, so that we could generate a QR code that that we could publish into the newsletter and get that out.
Okay. And each question needs to have what is what.
Chris, have you gotten access to your city of Southport email?
He did, yes.
Okay, and you have access to the drive?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna create,
You would set a folder up on there?
I was just gonna start a document where we can start to put in our questions. So. this. Russell, did they set you up with a RDC?
I'm making an assumption that he did, so I'm gonna try to log in and see if it works.
Okay.
I think you asked him about it, didn't
Yeah, he said it should be there, so I'm gonna go.
Okay. I shared it with the RDC, so if anybody ends up not having access, right now it's just a blank document. But
Where is it at? Heather?
you should have gotten an email with a link to it.
I got the tablet.
I just titled it RDC 2026 survey.
Okay.
Right now it's just a completely blank document.
All right, evidently not connecting. Did you hit send?
I do not know where to go from here.
It's in my sent folder.
Yeah, I don't have it on my tablet or on my phone. And I know my phone is connecting.
It says it went to Alyssa, Jane, Russell, Rick, and Chris.
Okay. Well, this is great to me because this is the first time I've gotten this and just got this loaded today. So where do I go from here?
That's a great question.
Did you send it to the RDC distribution or?
Yeah, it's the
RDC
RDC distribution.
Okay. I don't know why it's not coming in.
Any chance it went to spam or anything like
Gotta
that?
sign in.
All I have in my Outlook on here is the Southport stuff, so,
Oh, okay, so probably wouldn't do that, okay.
yeah.
So I get weird stuff
It's
going
'cause you logged in
in the
as
spam
well.
sometimes.
I got nothing in my junk mailbox.
Let me hand that to you.
Why
It's
is it?
easier if you're holding it.
Yeah, why does this keep?
Let me see something.
Did you create the document in the RDC directory?
Yes. This is so. Okay, I don't understand this at all.
Could it be the Wi-Fi in here, something?
It might be if I was just not getting it on my tablet, but my phone has got 5 it's 5G connection, it's got a strong connection, so it's not.
Well, and for some odd reason, Chris's tablet is set up, the email is logged in as the city admin instead of her email address.
Yeah, that's strange because I did see him put that in there. I mean, my email
Yeah.
address.
Yeah, and it has all of these emails from 2023.
You know, that's kind of weird.
It took mine a long time to switch over to me from somebody else's account too, so.
access to them. Oh yeah, this is locked, this is not right either.
All right, now I found it. Had to search on your name, Heather, before it would come up. It's not showing in my inbox.
That's weird, because it shows in my outbox.
Yeah, no, I've got it now on my phone. It's not in my inbox. That's very, very strange.
Yeah, because I went to my sent items in my email and it says it's right here.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then to everybody, there was this email that should have just had where you clicked on the link. I think you're gonna have to meet with Nate.
Okay. I shall do that.
Because I don't know why.
Yeah.
Very strange.
So as I said, that's just a blank document right now.
Okay.
But what I can do, I mean, anybody can add stuff to it, but what I can do is I can locate this document online and start to pull over the pieces of it or hand type them that we agreed that we liked. And then we can just start building our survey from there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And I'll just send out a message. I should have that done. I
Do
should
we
probably
wanna-
have it done tomorrow.
Do we want to stick to a couple certain ones that we like to kind of make it easier for us? Like, the Cumberland's a little complex. Cumberland County,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
more
looking for a
complex.
lot more. I mean, it's a wider area.
the citizen stakeholder one, questionnaire, like you said, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And this spring one, simple to the point. Um,
So, Heather, if you want to pull in that info from the Independence one.
I found it online.
Okay.
There's a couple on here that's not too bad. City of Frankfurt. As far as putting questions in a category.
So let's pull in what we can, and by next Monday, by the council meeting, give us time to pull some stuff together, questions wise,
Okay.
okay? And then I will look at survey software, including the use of Google Docs. I looked at that earlier. SurveyMonkey is kind of mid-price in terms of the things that we're looking at, and for $39 a month, $468 billed annually, you can get up to 15,000 responses per year. That's probably more than what we would need, but that's the cheapest that they go. And when I looked earlier today, there were a couple other paid survey software, and they were in that same range. They were between $20 and $40 or $20 and $50 a month. There were a couple that were a little more expensive, but they're going to be in that range. I did not look to see how many of them are, you could run it for like 2 months, right? And then be done with it. so I didn't delve in that far. But, Mr. Mayor, would you think that there would be any use for survey software for the city beyond this instance?
Possibly the Parks Board.
Okay.
Are you looking to share costs with somebody, is that?
Yeah, well, if it's something that we can just do for a couple of months and then be done with it, that's one thing. But if it's something that would be of use to the city for a longer term, that might be, worth looking at for, and potentially sharing costs, so.
Okay.
But if it's not something that anybody would use, there's no point in spending money on a year-long subscription that's not gonna get used.
Why don't, I'll talk to Elaine, the Parks Board President, and
Okay.
see if she has any.
I just sent a quick message to Alyssa and Becky asking if the city has anything, or that they know of anything that we've used in the past. So we'll see what they say too.
Okay. Right, I think we've got some marching orders for this for the moment. We can get things pulled together by next week. That'll give us some time then to get something ready to publish and include in the newsletter by the 22nd.
We picked next Monday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the 15th?
Yes.
Okay.
That then gives us another week before the deadline for the newsletter.
Okay. Okay,
All right.
cool.
And then basically from there, it's going to be after the survey is done, that will decide what everybody on this panel is going to want to try and work on for next year,
Well, I think that
starting
that
January.
then leads into discussion of updating the redevelopment plan. So Russ, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, this should be on the drive, but what I'm gonna do, when I get logged into mine, is send it to everybody with the finished up copy, because there's several copies laying out that aren't quite this one. There's a draft, there's a draft, and there's a second, third generation. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is send it out to everybody. There's, several portions of this that just need to be completely removed because plans and or other items that it references the city of Minneapolis doesn't do it anymore.
Okay.
Like they got really critical areas, they don't really have township plans anymore. They've kind of let all that stuff, I guess, die, if you want to call it that. So there'll be things in here that are in this plan right now that we don't need. And hopefully when we get some survey stuff back out, give us an idea of what to add to it.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a very large plan at all. And a lot of the information in here probably just can remain as is. You know, I talk about tips, or it talks about state giving us the ability to do things for Indiana code things, and none of that's changed. So, and obviously the map, I'm going to change the maps back here and make them more uniform.
Okay.
To try to clean those up a little bit. But anyway, I'll make sure I get this sent out. I don't think it's too large to send as an attachment. I don't think it is.
Okay.
And I'll try to put a few notes on it. Let's say, remove this, or think about adding something to something else. So,
Okay.
this is the plan we did in 2012.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a bit.
When we started.
It's been a minute.
We did.
I have not read it. I've gotten a copy of that, but I have not read it into that one yet.
Yeah.
There'll be a test later.
There will not be a
I'll just
test.
pick that day.
I'll drop it by your house. You won't answer the door.
No, oh my God.
That takes care of me.
Anything else on that, Russ?
No, not right now, I'm just, been starting to look at some notes here, and I scribbled into it, so, like, remove or change or something like that, so.
Okay, cool. Next thing that we had on, we are missing officers. And Heather has been kind enough, last meeting and hopefully this meeting, to take notes and act as an acting secretary. But in theory, we should have a president, a vice president, and a secretary. And currently, the vice president and secretary posts are open. Per state law, if the president and vice president of the commission have to be from different appointing authorities. So if,
Oh, I didn't know
yeah, I didn't either until I looked it up. We may want to wait until we get another council appointee. We've got a full slate to select a VP.
Well, we'll do we do own new officer at the beginning of the year. Officers are only for a 1-year term.
Yeah, check that. I was not
Maybe we just wait.
aware of that.
You could just wait till January, I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I was like, it doesn't make
And
sense.
you're right, maybe you'll have another person that might be interested.
okay. So yeah, if we need to elect again in January anyway, then there's no point in doing it now. So.
Because this meeting's almost over. Utility.
All right. I just copied this from what Becky sent me. It's really the council's format. I don't think we've got any comments from the RDC members, but I've got that on there, so. Any comments from members of the audience?
You know I always do. And thinking about the maintenance aspect that you were talking about and being an educator, I always like to get as many youth involved with things as possible. So I was trying to think if there was a way of, and we have this wonderful James Whitcomb Riley Success Academy, which, is kind of based on life skills and kids learning how to do things. If we could maybe have a set group a month or something that this was your month to clean up the trash on Southport Road or pull weeds or something like that. And then maybe we could put their pictures in the newsletter, of each, the 3 groups that help for that quarter or something. And, because kids always love to see the pictures. And maybe we could maybe even some adult volunteers, some retired people that might want to help oversee that have the knowledge of doing some of those kind of things. But I just thought maybe if we could reach out to the kids, because so many of the schools are focused on being kind, and could be a Be Kind to Southport type thing of helping out or something like that, and it would help our maintenance guy that's only here for 20 hours, and he could maybe even give some guidance or something to him and saying, okay, this is what you need to do or watch for or something, or just a thought. And then the other thing that I don't know if you were here at the last council meeting that they were talking about benches that the James Whitcomb Riley Academy had made for the park. And I thought that was really cool that the kids had actually made the benches in the school that are going to be in the park. And I thought, well, maybe something that they may not have all the wood or something, but if that's something that they would like to continue to do that could be placed around different places that we're talking about, maybe in our budget we could purchase the wood for them to make those things, and then they would feel a part of the community and a part of oh, this is really cool, our benches are out there and that type of thing, but
Yeah,
just some thoughts for you.
I don't know if anybody has been over to look at it, but they also run a program every summer. I think this was the second or third year where they have, I think it's specifically for girls, and don't quote me on that, but I think it's called, I think the title of the program has the word girls in it, which led me to believe that it's only girls. But they built a little park behind the school. So there's on West, directly behind the school, there is a fenced-in area, but if you go back behind there, at the edge of the parking lot, there is a like butterfly garden and stuff that they built. So if anybody is interested in seeing the kinds of stuff that they do, it looks really nice. They did a great job with it. They built a little shed, and then they built this like semicircle park. And I think there were some pieces of it that maybe didn't get finished, but planted all the plants in it. So I think that there are some opportunities to coordinate with them or with other groups.
Yeah, scout groups or athletic groups and stuff, because they always encourage even athletic groups to do something besides just do your sport, do something for the community as well, and that type of thing.
I do think one of the concerns is that with something like trash cans, because we don't have them, we don't know how often they would be filled or how often they would need to be emptied. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that to say we don't need them, because I absolutely think we should have them. But, you know, I think that there's some trepidation that comes with the uncertainty of like, do these need to be changed every day? Are they, you know, I know somebody, I think it was at the council meeting, somebody brought up, well, if there's not a trash can, then nobody's throwing things away there. So if you see a trash can, you're more apt to use it, and then it becomes a problem. And I don't know that I agree with that. But the other thing that I will say is we do also have Scott, and I don't know Scott's last name, but he lives on Southport Road, and he does, out of the kindness of his heart or the beautification of Southport or whatever it is, but he does walk up and down Southport Road and pick up trash all the time. And that is something that he does as a volunteer service, which is great. But, you know, I think there are community members who would, you know, take on more of those roles.
I think it's just a matter of coordination and getting
Right.
Sure.
that type of thing going.
He lives in the Orange Rayville house.
Yeah. Yeah.
His son was the pastor.
Eisenminger.
Yes,
Yeah.
Isaac.
His son was the pastor at the Bethel Church that was murdered. Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah,
Okay.
real nice guy.
I remember when
His
that
wife
happened.
Tina's real nice too.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped one day and just told him how beautiful I thought his flowers were, because
Yeah.
the front of his yard is always, you know, highly decorated with a beautiful garden every spring. So, but yeah, those are great
Yeah.
points.
To dovetail on that, we are fortunate to have the director of the James Whitcomb Riley School
Yes.
is on the Parks Board.
I know, yeah.
So if you maybe in like March or April come to the Parks Board meeting,
Yeah.
we'll trap him after the meeting and,
Mr. Shelburne and I have a relationship that's gone back with Perry
oh,
Township, so,
okay, then you know
so I will
who he
be,
is.
I will be glad to powwow with him
Yeah,
on
he's,
that.
yeah, he did the benches, he's very excited to help out where he
Yeah.
can. so.
I mean, because, you know, they kind of run out of things for the, you know, kids to, you know,
Sure.
do, or, you know, but if they can actually see where their things are
Right.
going to or what they're doing, I said, I think that's kind of,
We're coordinating with him, maybe in the spring, that the kids might paint the equipment in the park.
yeah, that'd be
So
cool.
we have to see about sandblasting it first. So
Yeah.
anyway, that is all. Thank you, sir.
All right. All right, so is there any other business we needed to take care of? If not,
Nope.
I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Yes.
Got a motion and a second?
At the same time.
Yeah, they were. All in favor? Say aye.
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 We are adjourned.
Sign here. And then you can have the other copy if you want. Maybe left-handed, what way?
Yeah.
Are you really?
I have a question for you.
I use my feet sometimes too. Do you want a copy of this?
I don't care, that's
There you
fine.
go.
I don't think that way I have to count items.
Calculator bad instead.
Any of this
Something like that.
stuff, I mean, I know you guys probably have your case, so I'll get your example, until I get back to it to see.
I need you to sign this.
Well, yeah, I hear that.
Those are the minutes from the last meeting.
Okay, under your name?
Yeah,
Wherever,
wherever.
but I thought since you know more about.
And then Rick, I need you to sign too.
Yep.
Does everybody sign this? Okay, that's what I thought.
See, but he was the person.
We were already, so.
Pine Street's people is hard for me.
You have to turn it,
Everything else
okay.
about, me,
I just thought of it.
City Street, the last one.